Hi, Gemini. This is Genevieve with Belladonna Moonbeams. How are y'all doing today? Um, I am not doing as well as normal. I hurt my back. And in fact, I tried to poop out and not do this tonight, but then I was like, I'm committed. This is what I'm doing. So I made myself come in here and do it. We're going to pull from a oracle deck by a gentleman here in Oklahoma City. His name is Brother Thomas, and he does a podcast and he's a good teacher and he's just really awesome. And he was given this oracle deck by his mother after she passed. And I think that's really kind of cool. So, and the cards look like this in the back. We don't get a pretty little box for me to hold up and show you. So I'm just going to get to it. And you get the incarnational contract. This goes to the Akashic records, which says that everything that happens to us, we've already planned in our in the spirit world. And that we have contracts with spirit groups that we formed. So, but not everything exactly is written. For example, we talk about soulmates. Well, in the Akashic records, it's believed that we come to Earth with about 10 potential soulmates. And in fact, if you're ready to have a soulmate, but you haven't found that person, what you might do is ask your guides, your spirit guides, to either write a new contract for you or to enact one of the contracts that was written for you in the spirit world. Just saying. So now for our tarot reading. This is the Page of Wands, and he's all about communication. So that means that you need to work on communication this week. There's someone you need to communicate with, or you need to listen to. The next card is the Five of Wands. So we got some wands going on. And this card is kind of like a jousting thing. You've got these young men fight, like jousting with their wands. It's a game. But because of this card, I don't think it's quite a game. You know how sometimes your games are real? That's what I'm seeing here. And then we have the Eight of Cups. And it was reversed, but this card is saying don't rely too heavily on what you've done. You've got to keep working. And so see, he's got all these cups, but he's still going to go get another one. And the moon is watching, and we know that the moon is always in constant because it's changing cycles. So you need to just keep hanging in there. Now, I decided this week to pull a card for romance. And the card we get is the Seven of Pentacles, which seems kind of weird because pentacles are all about money, right? So how is that going to work with... but what it's saying is don't rest on your laurels. You need to stick to work at your relationship this week. Don't just count on everything you've already done. That means if you're married and your wife is working late and you decided to cook her dinner or to go to pick up dinner or something, that's not resting on your laurels. But if you just come home and you kick up your feet and you're watching the game, well, not that there's any games right now because of COVID, but you know what I mean. And you forget all about working at your relationship, then you're not doing what you need to be doing. You still need to work at your relationships. And this could also be about friendships. And this card is for your work. I wanted to pull a card just for jobs. And this card is the Six of Wands. And this card says you're going to get some public acclaim, or a pat on the back or something. It's going to be done publicly, though. It's not like someone's going to come up and go, man, really appreciate that. This is all about getting credit for what you've done. Now for the crystal ball. And I've come to realize that one of the things I don't like about the crystal ball, I love it because it opens up so many other things. But one of the things I don't like is sometimes I just have to look at it and wait a while. And I'm like, I want it to just come like that. No, she just found out I can't click my fingers. See a butterfly. Butterflies are about transformation. So there is some change happening in your life, Gemini. And I think it's good. And I see an arrow. So, but it's going to the left. So what that tells me is that this arrow, which to send it out should be going to the right. This arrow is saying that you're moving too fast. That you like to rush ahead. And you don't need to be doing that. You need to take your time and figure things out. And I see something like kind of like a binoculars or glasses. And what that's saying is that you need to look at the whole picture. Um, you don't need to rush into it, which is what we've already said. You tend to, right now, you've been rushing into things so much that you're like, I've got to hurry, I've got to hurry, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done, blah, 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 blah. You need to take a moment and learn it all, look fully at what's going on, and then make your choices. Because if you don't look at everything, then you're not going to get what you need out of it. So I'll be back tomorrow because it's the full moon and I still don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to do a private reading, send me a text to 405-512-9400 or send me a private message on my Facebook page, Belladonna Moonbeams. If not, I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.